guys. Hi. Patrice Hagan, for those who do not know me, one of the leaders of LB. Happy to have each and every one of you as a part of the community. So it's been a crazy couple of days, y'all. A crazy couple of days. And so I could not bring myself to write one more message and post it on the wall. I just wanted to speak to you guys to try to provide some clarity, some insight into what is going on, what to expect, and what we're up to on this end. And so I have a couple notes down here. So if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. First, of course, just wanting to apologize, you guys. It has been a very interesting time for your leadership. That's your community leaders, that's your admin. We have been in foreign territory over the past few days because prior to us moving into this automated system, we made decisions collectively. You know, we informed you guys and things happened as we said they happened. And as most of you know, with technology, you can say one thing and technology makes you have to retract that. And so it's been very difficult to try to manage communication efficiently the past few days. So it has not been intentional that we haven't been as communicative as we typically are. That's actually my profession and some of the other folks that are leaders of a critical part of their profession, because communication is such an important tool in building relationships, and it can literally build relationships or break relationships. And so wanting to not just send another update, because I know there have been some questions on the chat walls and the neighborhoods, and you guys are doing your best to answer each other's questions. The leaders, trust me, they're doing their best to answer you guys, but sometimes honestly they have the same questions you do. And so wanted to just touch base, let you know where we are, what you can expect again, and then about going forward. So I have notes in two places, so bear with me. So also some of you have DM'd not only legacy builders but me personally, and I have to be honest, I have not gotten back to many of those DMs because it came to a point where it was a choice between responding to 500 DMs, no exaggeration, or getting in the weeds and in the dirt of things to make sure that things moved along, and knowing that what we were working on in the back end would alleviate most of what you guys were asking about. So I'll take some time. I'm not gonna put a time limit on that, but I'll take some time to look back through in case someone still has questions that still need to be answered separate from the donation process. So forgive me, that's not typically how I respond, but also I'm not typically your point of contact. But I understand y'all were calling all cars. Not even mad. I'm just giving you some insight into why you may not have heard from me directly. So I have to say thank you. Thank you to our leaders, not just our community leaders, those who have served in an admin capacity, for just, and not even just leaders, even community members who have stepped up and demonstrated leadership in this challenging time, trying to educate your fellow family members, trying to keep the energy high, because I know when it's, you know, a change or a pivot or confusion, that can breed a lot of things. And so everybody who has poured positive energy into this space or who has tried to be helpful in this space, you are absolutely appreciated. We see you, we appreciate it. We need that. We need that. We're a family. We need that. It's not just us leading this thing. We are all in this thing together. And so before I get into, like, you know, what happened and what was the breakdown and all those specifics, I'm not really going to worry you guys with too many details because we figured it out and it's solved now. So like things are moving as planned, but just not at the same cadence that we thought at launch. So we're all good. We're all good there. And I do want to take a moment to edify Bobby, because this is a joint effort at this point. Automation was absolutely critical and essential for us to sustain legacy builders. I cannot say that any differently. And so Bobby is very talented at what he does. He's very visionary, and he has built something for us that has never been built before, customized it to a degree that has never been done before. And he isn't necessarily used to bringing in an existing community into his space. He already designed and customized our donation structure, which is different than anybody else's. So it came with its unique challenges. And so I just want to make sure that you guys know we are in good hands, and we are now working hand in hand, because we've always been working hand in hand, just trusting each other with, you know, what we do, what our sphere of excellence is, but we are working hand in hand and foot in hand and foot. Okay. So we're good. But also to remind you guys that IT, and some of you guys are so awesome. You stepped up like, hey, I'm in IT. Is anything needed? I love that. Keep that energy, keep that spirit. We appreciate it. They're good now, and there will be opportunities for all of us to volunteer to use our gifts to edify the community and share with our fellow family members, but we're good. It's not my profession. It's our vision, but it's not my profession, but people are in place where it is their profession, and we will be good. So the bad news is all that happened. The launch was delayed. The second launch was delayed. We had a wedding to go to that day. My husband, Barry, was in a wedding on launch day, the second launch day. And I mean, it's over. The good news is we never have to deal with that again. Now that everything is porting over and the team is taking their time, I'm 621, the remaining folks who will be donated to, they'll receive it by midnight tonight through PayPal. And those who are, 7.5, 628, and anybody who has not in that order before y'all be asking that. Those who donated also 628, 7.5, and at launch will be in line. But your boards will be getting updated after we handle those who actually did donate on 621, because we want to make sure that we get folks straightened out and squared away and paid out. And the awesome news is that, the due date for payment technically was yesterday, and some folks did get paid yesterday. The rest will be getting paid today. And again, that's just the donations that came in on launch day through Sunday at 11:59 p.m. And so those are the $200 payouts. It's through PayPal this week because the launch was delayed. Going forward, you can remove your PayPal email if you would prefer to just have direct deposit. And then there's the paper check option as well. I've seen some folks asking on the boards like, are we moving through tier 1 or tier 2? So just for your clarification, there were already members, as you know, preloaded for tier 1, but the same went for tier 2 because we had a set of people who had already regifted $500 before we moved from the manual system. So the answer is yes, you will move through all tiers, but yes, you're still in line, behind the folks who had already been preloaded in that system. But things we haven't even gotten to see the magic of, y'all remember automatically, it was so fun, it was so exciting, it still is. But I'm just saying, y'all haven't seen it. Neither have I. But we will see that going forward. So I'm excited about that. Speaking about communication, just want to give y'all a heads up too. Y'all don't have to email We the Legacy Builders anything. I know some of y'all are like, what? Me too. I'm being honest. This is real. I'm being honest. I went to sleep, or I took a nap at 6 a.m. this morning and woke up at 7:30. And had over 500 emails with all these screenshots. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I asked my husband what's going on. I saw a few leaders being proactive, though, doing, this is just to give you guys a snapshot of what we've been dealing with. Not just us, I'm talking about the leaders, LB as a whole. They were taking a cue from a message they saw on my gift board that was telling you all to send us something. I never requested that. I didn't know that was up there. That email is not for you guys, and it has nothing to do with donations. That's actually what we use for suppliers and vendors that we're working with to get some amazing programming for you all, which is how my gift board even had that email. But you don't have to email. We've had that information for weeks. It actually was already sent over. He was trying to be helpful. After a conversation, he thought that was something that we needed. We did not need that from you guys. I don't want you to worry and think, because I know I would. If I'm being honest, okay, I'll send it because I would like to be paid out, but how come you don't have this? We've had it. We know that information. We got it. So I'll be transparent. We're not going to respond to 500 emails. Not because we don't want to, and not because we don't appreciate you following the instructions, but they weren't the proper instructions. And so it would not be a good use of time to do that. What we will do is save them in a folder. And if for some reason follow-up is needed, we already have all of your emails. You won't be required to resend anything, but it just would not be a good use of our time or yours. Just keep an eye on your boards. And if in a few days you still have questions, but those at 621, you shouldn't have questions after midnight tonight. So I just want to put that out there. And again, that is not a Gmail for you all to use. Okay. So I know you have it. And I want y'all to treat it like the bat phone. Like, well, if I really got a question, because I'm not mad. When I say this, I'm just talking to y'all like I would talk to family. Y'all will Telegram, y'all will DM, you will call, you will email. I would too. But let's not use that Gmail. Let's not call all cars. But what I will do with our team is make sure we are much more clear and helpful in letting you know who you can reach out to when you have certain questions. And beyond that, creating resources so that you can answer your own questions. Because I understand that when you come into the community, you're happy to be here and we're happy to have you. But there's no clear, like, where do I start? Like, okay, how do I donate? Super, super fair questions. Super, super deserving of responses. We're going to work on getting that information to you guys in a place where you can reference at all times, so you won't have to be searching and digging. It's not fair to you to have to even do that. So thank you for bearing with us as we work to develop those things. But in the meantime, that Gmail, don't do it. Like, we'll tell y'all who to contact if you need to contact somebody, but please, it's like if somebody gave out your personal cell phone number, you're like, who gave? Okay. Everybody had, okay. I'm just being real. Okay. So we've learned some lessons about being aligned in our communication. It was driving some of us nuts that we would write a message on Tuesday and then conflicting information would come out on Thursday. Just know we were going with whatever was most accurate at that time. And then we just had to like call all cars, get a plan and stick with it. So we are firm that a lot of people got gifted out. You guys may have seen on the boards for 621 yesterday. And the rest of those that are getting gifted out for 621 will happen today. And then again, you guys keep an eye on your boards. I know some of you are still showing 0 or incorrect. All the information is provided. They're working through that. So just, I know I almost don't even want to say patient. Just, I don't know another word right now. That's the best one. But there's no but. Okay. And so we should have been prepared for bumps, and we were, but we were not prepared for like these kind of bumps, to be honest. But I'm so proud of how we've come together and stayed true to the vision, not just from us as leaders or LB, but like that we are rooted in vision from God to build something incredible, you guys, that will sustain itself over time and will be a blessing to generations. That is not lip service. That is truly what we're doing. And so another item I just want to speak about is conduct. And before I get into this, I want to say I'm not speaking to most of you because you're grown and you're respectful. And not that some people are disrespectful, but I do want to be very clear. So some of you have had questions, understand that. Some of you have been frustrated, completely get it. We've reached out to some of you individually to try to speak to your issues, whenever time permitted. Trust us that we would love to reach out to each and every one of you. It was just like an all hands on deck situation. So thank you to those who were able to speak to people, those who did not get a response. It was not on purpose. We promise. We don't get a kick out of not responding. But some people were unacceptably disrespectful. And so we're not doing that. This is a private, invite only community, and we will be protective of this space, and we will require respect, not just for us, but for other members. And so you may notice, or you may not, because it was not many, but there were some folks that had to be removed. And so they'll still be able to keep up with their donations through my gift board, but we will not disrespect each other, period. It's not going to happen. We're not going to allow it. It's not going to happen. And so we're working on a lot of fun things for the community to kind of reinvigorate and remind us of exactly why we are in existence. But there will also be things like code of conduct to remind some of us who need reminding how to treat each other. Because when we welcomed you in, we affirmed you. You are respectful. You are trustworthy. So let's try to at least remember some core things that most of us just display on a daily. And even when you're frustrated, it's okay to be frustrated. It is not going to be okay to be disrespectful. All right. Something else in regards to my gift board. I know some folks are so excited. Their PayPal, is giving them alerts. I don't want you guys to only be clear when you're getting paid. There's a lot on my gift board. It's a lot. It's a lot of great stuff. But if you don't know what full board potential means, if you don't know what net pending payout means, it's not so fun, right? I mean, it's not. It's like, okay, what am I looking at? And so we recognize that. And so we're going to get some resources, whether it's a video or some kind of one pager, to let you guys know what you are looking at so that you can kind of navigate and understand what you're looking at in regards to accuracy, but also trying to see how things are moving along. So that's something that we're going to work with Bobby to create for you guys. And also we're keeping an eye on the chats and seeing some of the questions that you're raising so that we can collect thematic issues and speak to that as well. Also see some folks, I gave last week, when can I expect my donations? And I'm making this face for the 621, 628.75 folks. Okay, right. When can I? You gave last week. We're so happy to have you. You will reap. But before we migrated, I realized there's a piece that may be missing. We moved away from dates. We used to do, come in on a certain date, gift it out on a certain date. That's when we were much smaller. We are over 4,000 members, which is exciting. We're going to grow exponentially, you guys. It's just, it is going to happen. And so the only reason we use dates now are for placeholders because they were preloaded into the system. We don't make any guarantees regarding dates. We just are going by movement. And I will admit, we have not really been able to see how the system moves because of all the hiccups. But over the next week or two, you'll be able to try to judge how fast things are moving. And you can kind of answer that for yourself or estimate it. But please do not put, your rent money or your last in this system and then ask about dates. That's it on that. As far as like my piece of advice, in case you want to know. But the good thing is it will be rapidly moving, much more than before when we had the other system. And we're growing our community and we continue to reinvest. We're good. So we can't really give exact dates. We won't really give exact dates. But I just wanted to answer that because I see a lot of people asking that question. Oh, just a note to remove PayPal from your account if you don't want it going forward. So you do have to remove your PayPal email address or it will default to that. So that's just a housekeeping item. I'm at the end of my notes. So you guys, we are really, really excited and really, really grateful and really humble to be embarking on such an exciting journey with all of you. Legacy Builders is much bigger than the donation aspect. The donation aspect is a key for a lot of us for financial freedom and the ability to pursue your dreams. We are building a community and generating Black wealth for families in a time, we're all on this earth, during a time where a lot of things could be going a different way. And so we're really excited about what we're building. We're still making history, you guys. We are family. We got us. We got y'all. Y'all are us. Okay. And I'm just excited to have you guys. Let's keep building, you all. Take care.